Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. Kitty cat's trying to come say hello too, and there's not enough room for him to jump.
Did you feed him?
I did. I
Good.
did.
Okay.
He's a happy boy. Hello, everybody. We got a lot of good mornings and hellos from Georgia. Our friend Sandy is actually down in Florida right now on vacation, enjoying the sun and maybe a little too much. She's like, I think
Yeah.
I gave myself sunburn.
You could
Um,
get that here now. I can't believe this week is wonderful.
I actually gave in last night and turned the air on because even though it was nice and cool outside, it was like hot in the apartment. I'm like, I'm missing
Right.
having windows on both sides to get a breeze to go through.
Right.
Like, this is not fun. Hello, everybody. We have new friends joining us. If you are new and if you have questions about earthbound spirits, ghosts, negative energy, portals, um, oh, Margie, uh, anything of the sort, Marianne's going to answer those live. I sometimes answer things, sometimes not. Depends on the
No,
question.
I mean, stuff that's in your area, go right to you, lady, because I don't know.
Oh, here we go. Let's start that right off. May your Mercury retrograde be magical and
Oh,
not miserable, Renee.
thanks, Renee. I didn't want to bring it up because, Melissa's hair falls out when I talk about it. So we don't talk about it.
That's when I roll my eyes.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, one of the first questions that we had waiting before we even went live from Linda says, my friend Kitty Finnegan told me to ask you if I could be with you on a Zoom call. So just so everybody understands, the Zoom calls are not individual sessions. They're for groups. We have 25 people at a time, and you have to sign up to be one of those 25 people. They do book out early, so please don't wait to the last minute. We usually do one on a Friday night and one on a Monday night to help with everybody's schedule. So I will be putting the link up on the screen here a little later. If you want to go ahead and sign up for that, the one that's got openings would be for, or in May of 2022, would be the 23rd, which is the Monday.
Can you explain this? There are some people that are texting the webmaster in the store. They can't find the Zoom to get on it. And apparently, and of course, I have no idea what I'm talking about. They're trying to get on their phone. And apparently the screen isn't big enough to pick up all the sides and they're missing it somehow. So
Um,
right over my head. I do not understand any of that.
that I don't know. That could be the settings that they have for their browser that they have, but it does
Okay.
show up on mobile and desktop, all the things. Um, so it's in the list of events in our list that we have at the store on the webpage. Can sometimes be lengthy if we have a lot of classes coming up, but they're in date order. So if you just scroll through, look for the 23rd, it'll say the 23rd up at the top and Spirited Evenings. That's how you sign up. But the next one with open availability is on the 23rd. It's a Monday night. And that's how you find out what's going on in your home. But you got to be something that you have a question about. You can't be at work and ask about home. So, here we go. We got a new friend, Kristen. Good morning. I found your information, Marianne, from Coast to Coast.
Oh, yeah. So you're one of the coasties, huh? He's got a huge following, I tell you.
Poodle Pants wants to know if there's a difference in ghost activity between daylight and nighttime.
Only in people's minds. They're just as active during the day as they are at night. But if you want to be creeped out, people rather look for them in the dark than in the daylight. So
I'm wondering if we're getting ready to see Lewis because he was over here on Instagram.
ah,
So maybe Lewis is getting ready to join us over here. City, hello everybody. And it is Mercury retrograde if you believe in that stuff. Let's see. Oh, wow. It might actually be cooler in Southern California than it is here right now.
Wow. It's warmer than that here.
Oh, and they're having a rainstorm in Hong Kong, where the city is. I almost wish we would have a storm and get this pollen moving. You can hear my sinuses
Not
today.
this week. We're going to be good till the weekend.
Oh, let's see.
Do you use one of those things where you pour water in your nose?
Yeah, yeah.
What's that called? I don't even know.
I actually pay for the Navage one, and it actually works pretty well. But that's how bad like it will get up in here. That instead of sometimes flowing all the way around, it starts flowing down the back because it's so blocked.
Yeah, but there's a name for that. The
That
one you
company or I got the Navage one. It's a
yeah,
mechanical like neti
but
pot.
what's neti pot? That's what I couldn't remember. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
there's my friend Sandy.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well, we have sun too, Sandy. So,
let's see. Yep. Neti pot, neti pot, neti pot. There he is. I saw you for a hot minute there, Lewis, on Instagram.
Well, I hope wherever you were, you had a good time because you haven't been around for a while.
I know we've missed you, Lewis. Good thing I'm not in Michigan. They're saying the pollen's really bad up in Michigan.
This Midwest with everything, farmers, everything growing. It's Cleveland. It's the Midwest. What are you going to do?
So Heather says, I went to Garfield Manor at Lakeview Cemetery this past weekend and had an anomaly show up in the photo I took. Just curious to see if you've ever been there, or is President's house and mentor, and if you've encountered his spirit or his wife.
Yeah, a couple of Halloweens, we did a live broadcast from his memorial, the president's memorial, for like I don't know, it's PBS radio. I don't know what the TV radio, whatever. And yeah, there were ghosts there, but not because they hang out in cemeteries. They were there because it was Halloween and they were doing ghost tours. But the president is not there. His wife is not there. Everybody's crossed over. But it's if you've never seen it, you should go see it. It's pretty unique. That cemetery has a big history.
Oh, Adam says, good morning from tropical Southern Ohio.
Yeah.
It'd be very,
As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think Elliot Ness is even buried at Lakeview Cemetery.
Could be. I haven't been in there in so long.
I'm pretty positive he's buried there too.
Amanda is wondering if you're going to be on WGN next week. I don't know what's going on next week.
Yeah, if it's with Raleigh, the Raleigh Jane show. Yeah, I'm on once a month, every Thursday, and I believe it is next week.
Oh, what time? Do you know?
I think it is next week, Thursday. Or is it the last Thursday? Ted, before we get off, would you check to see when I'm on with Raleigh? It's on my calendar in the office. You know what? That's terrible when I have to look at my calendar to know what I'm doing the next day.
I have like mine, and then I've got the store one, and I often have to lay them over and make sure they're matching, especially the summertime with all of these events coming up.
Right.
Hey, Rachel on Instagram. Lewis says 2 weeks away from crucial math exam, and my project must be handed in.
Oh, okay. Is it? I hope it's done already. I won't say why I'm hoping it's done already, but I hope it's done.
For our friends on Instagram joining us, feel free to ask questions about Earthbound Spirits negative energy. I won't be able to show your question up on the screen because you're on a separate device, but I'll read it out and Marianne will answer for you. Rebecca says, our 39-year-old daughter says she sees a troll in the woods next to our house. 3 feet tall, stocky, face like a Gringotts goblin. Harry Potter reference there. Where do they come from and what are they looking for?
You know what? I think trolls, they roam around everywhere, and I think it's one of these things, if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. But if you go start looking for them, and your daughter's 39, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that unless she's got children, because trolls, they can be, they like to scare kids. So if you've got kids outside, I could see where they would charge out of the from behind a tree and try to scare them.
Mm. Lewis, everybody wants to know how far you are from Loch Ness. We might have a mission for you.
He's in a different country.
I know. He's closer than we are.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Let's see. Lav says, speaking of Orlando, have you been on Disney's Haunted Mansion ride? How accurate is it to real ghosts? Probably not at all. It's Disney.
Nope. I have no idea. The last time I was at Disney, what year were we in Disney the last time, Ted? The park. I've been there since the 90s, so I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, okay. So I'm catching up here with all of the comments. Everybody says Elliot Ness is at Lakeview.
I thought so.
Says he is there. His cremains are in the little lake there, and his
Yeah.
stone's nearby.
You're right.
Janelle says, I took hundreds of photos at Lakeview. No anomalies. Beautiful cemetery. Headstones are amazing.
They really are.
Fairies can...
Right. The flowers there, they have such a beautiful, it was tulips. No, yellow ones, daffodils. And it's a very pretty cemetery. You can't say that about all cemeteries, but that one is a pretty cemetery.
Mm-hmm. So Rachel on Instagram says, how many spirits are actually with me on a daily basis? How can I tell?
Okay, you have your guardian angel, which is your constant from the second you're born till the second you die. So that's always with you 24/7 your whole life. When you're first born, you've got a couple spirit guides, because what does an infant need spirit guides for? The older you get, the more spirit guides you get. And as an adult, you could have anywhere between 14 and 16 spirit guides with you at all times, but they are all from the light. So that's all good. And those don't cause any problems. You might see orbs from them, which is fine. Orbs are good. And I would have no way, without you being on Zoom or talking to you, to know if there are any earthbound spirits around you.
There we go. Somebody asked, I don't see the question, but I read it. When you've been to amusement parks, do you see the ghosts of anybody that have died on rides or, at the amuse?
Years ago, my grandmother, and I believe it was Euclid Beach Park, and it was, like I said, many years ago. Grandma was actually very young, and she was on a roller coaster, and she saved a kid going down the first hill. The kid flew out of her seat, and she grabbed her and brought her around. The girl had a sister too, apparently, and they both went. And people say that one child still is hanging out there. By the time I went to Euclid Beach, was old enough to understand, I never saw anybody. I saw spirits with people that were there, but I couldn't really tell if they were Euclid Beach ghosts, or like when we go to Cedar Point, are they Cedar Point ghosts? I don't know. I would only know if everybody that paid to get in there was not in there. But then they have people that are there 24/7, so it would be really hard to tell.
There's some comments about needing so many spirit guides, and I'm just thinking, because we keep getting in trouble the older we get, the more malarkey we find to do. And then there was the question of, if we have so many spirit guides, why does life suck so bad?
Well, maybe they vary in intelligence, like we all do. That could be it. I just picture people that are kids that are in college probably have party spirit guides with them, and they're going to be with you at the time that you are, when you're a teenager, when you're an adult, when you're a parent for the first time. So, don't know.
Um, do each spirit guide have a specific job or expertise?
I can't talk to them. I don't know. All I know is that they're supposed to be spirit guides, and I take that word seriously. So, hopefully, they're guiding you in the right direction.
From
People can tell you what to do, but
mhm.
it's up to you to listen or not.
I from the readers who can see guides, it's depending on what you're going through in life. You'll have a new guide that will step in to help you get through certain things and then kind of move on. So, kind of like, since I see some comments from teachers, if you're in math class, you don't need a historian teaching math class, you need a math teacher.
Exactly.
You know, if you
And the
go in,
older you get, when you get to be, a very, very old generic type person, you only have like an infant, a couple spirit guides. Why do you need that many when you're on your way out? So,
right. And Rachel's saying, as she gets older, she becomes more aware of spirits around her. And I think for especially a lot of us ladies with parents and parental, um, we are way too busy in those younger childbearing years. And I say that loosely because some ladies have their kids later in life. But for a lot of us, the kids are grown and gone, right? Gone in
right,
the childhood. Um, you get to slow down. You get to pay attention. You get to notice the synchronicities. You get to notice that, like, hey, the kid wasn't here to be the one to knock on the wall
right,
or to, drop something, knock it over.
right.
So I think,
Plus, I think a lot of times the spirit guide could be what people call their gut instinct. I don't know what made me look up and outside to see what she was doing, and there she was, teetering on the edge of the pool. Now, you just popped in your head to see where your kid was, or did somebody say, quick, 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 check where the kid is?
right,
You don't know exactly what they're doing for you.
right. So Julie asked, here it is. Do fairy folk come up through the water like dragonflies?
They can. There are water sprites, absolutely. There are some that are water, some that are air, some that are, oh yeah, there are all kinds, but water is one of them.
Is it a special ability just to be able to see trolls, or if you can see fairies, you can kind of see trolls?
I think if everything is aligned the way it should be, if one happened to walk by the front of you, you would probably see it. But who looks for them? Even in a house where I saw them for the very first time, I wasn't looking for them. I remember looking up on the chandelier, and I was thinking, because I never look at houses. I walk in, I sit down, and I talk to people. And the gal that had this particular house left the room, and she went upstairs in her house to get something. So now I'm looking around, and she's got like these old house, and she's got those corner cabinets built in the dining room with the glass fronts. And so I'm sitting, but I'm looking, I'm going, oh, there's a McCoy, because I like McCoy pottery. I could see a McCoy in the one. And then I just sort of glance up, and there were little fairies sitting on that that chandelier. I couldn't believe what I was saying. I just couldn't even. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm not saying that. And I would just one. Oh yeah, it's still there. Great. So, and when the lady that owned the house came back in, she sat down and we were talking about looking at what she had gone upstairs to get, and I couldn't help it. I'm talking to her, but I'm glancing up. Yep. And she goes, you see them. I went, oh God, she caught me. Yes, I see them. And so, yeah, but I think you see them when you least expect to see them.
Right. Um, Kristen says, my husband and I purchased a 20-acre farm to utilize as a healing and retreat center. We are starting to think that there might be things attached to the land or a possible portal. The home was built in the early 1900s.
Well, you're a good candidate to come on Zoom or at least call. And I personally have never found a portal outside of a structure. So, but the property itself could have negative energy on it that you might be thinking that's a portal. You know, all kinds of things can end up with negative energy on them, which is what I'm talking about at 5:30 today on the YouTube, by the way, curses and negative energy. So, but I would think more it might be just negative energy on the land, especially with the house that old.
Mm.
So, yeah, either call or get on Zoom. You'd be good for Zoom.
In City says, I'll be soon going from teaching elementary kids to teaching college kids. Is there any difference between Earthbound activity in schools versus colleges?
Yeah, attitude. No doubt about it. think think of the personalities of the little ones and think of the personality of the college age students.
Mm.
Totally day and night. And the ghosts are the same way.
Lab, and I figured this could be a good thing to point out, says, my husband is able to talk to his guardian angel. She is his mother. When I see her, she looks like a purple orb. I'll let you go first.
Personally, I do not believe that when you die, you become an angel. You might have angel like qualities, but angels were created. Angels are angels. And we don't become spirit guides either. There are spirit guides. So maybe when you see the purple, it is a relative. Catch the orb, your purple orb, on a digital camera, and if there's a design in that purple orb, make it larger and see if you can see a side profile of who it is. It could be your mother visiting, but that doesn't mean she's an angel. Orbs are people that have crossed over and are back for a visit. So,
Yeah, angels are completely separate beings than humans. So,
vibration levels totally different.
mhm. Lisa says, are there earthbound spirits in the Cleveland metro parts, especially near bridges where people jump off? Lorraine Ave by Fairview Hospital or Hilliard Road Bridge?
No, and even those roadside memorials that you see, actually, that's somebody that asked a question tonight about. Um, I'm not saying that they don't zoom by on occasion and see what's there, but they don't hang out there. Who are they going to get any energy from? The same thing with people that jump off bridges.
Mhm.
Nobody else is standing around waiting, so no. But again, that doesn't mean that they don't come by and look at it. So,
It's C. Swifty says, I know we don't become angels when we die, but can we become spirit guides?
nope, there are spirit guides too. It's the same thing. Everybody's got its own little box it's in, and nope, spirit guides are spirit guides. You know what? That's my belief system. Uh,
Mhm.
Everybody has their own opinion of what that is.
I think that would fall more into becoming like the ancestors. Sometimes they get equated into spirit guide, but they are definitely different than ascended masters and angels and
Exactly. Right.
so ancestral work. And I always love that little saying that's like, we soon will become the ancestors, act accordingly. So
It's
um,
true.
you know straighten up your stuff. And it's funny, Brooke. She goes, honestly, COVID times have helped me get more in touch with my metaphysical side.
Well, yeah. When you're
Um,
stuck in the house and you start hearing the walls talk back to you, oh, yeah.
well, we got a huge surge when people were allowed to kind of come out. And I'm like, yeah, everybody had to sit home alone with themselves. They couldn't be distracted. And now we have to deal with our abandonment. We have to deal with our depression. We have to deal with all of this and what ways can work. And Not saying that, that's what Brooke, maybe Brooke was just like, I'm going to pay attention to the knocking on the wall and maybe that's spirit. But the whole metaphysical thing blew up with COVID because people had to pay attention to
The
that.
world is totally changed from 2 years ago. I mean, it's like we got off a plane, and we ended up in another country that's not America anymore. That's how different it is from what it was. And it's a big, it's a new curve. We got to get used to it now.
Right. Um, she says, my husband jokes that some people learned in it and I leveled up in woo woo stuff.
Well, better than breaking bread all day long.
Right. Margie says, I keep seeing numbers 333 on clocks, checking out of the cash register, etc. throughout my day, every day. What does this mean?
I'm not a numbers person. I know ones are supposed to be angels and fours are supposed to be angels. I don't know what threes are. I really don't know. And I hope your surgery came out okay, Margie.
All right, so Instagram's getting to watch my computer screen because I changed tabs. Hey, Rachel, sorry. According to Google, guardian angel is beside you to provide you with the strength and ability to take one step at a time while you live a stress-free life. I don't know if that fits your
I get
situation.
now. Well, there's all kinds of definitions for everything. Pick one you like.
Right.
It doesn't make any difference.
Lewis says, can you read books when you are dead? You mentioned people smoking, but have you ever seen a spirit in a library reading a book?
I've seen them read people's mail, so I'm assuming they can read books too. Absolutely.
They are so nosy.
Yes, some of them really are.
Brian says, can pictures hold spirits? I think you can see maybe a spirit in the picture, but that doesn't mean the spirit is trapped in.
Oh no, I've never seen an earthbound spirit is trapped in a picture ever. No, no.
So funny. So when we were talking about this, the water sprites, Baylor says earth, wind, and fire sprites, were they
Yeah, I
abandoned?
think so. Fire was anyway. Yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, there was a band by that name.
Cindy has advanced in her woo-woo levels.
Yes, of course. And I mean, look at all the good books we've read.
Mm-hmm. Adam says, are fairies also behind the stories of elementals, or is that something entirely different?
No, same right there. It's all in the same little conglomeration. They're all together, same thing. It's just that elementals are used more by humans than doing things on their own.
Mm-hmm. Are fairies everywhere? I think they're on every continent.
Yes, they are.
They might be called different things, but
they're out there.
Heather wants to know how do the fae folk feel about humans gardening? I ask because we've ripped out several bushes, which they may not like, but I'm working on planting others and starting a new veggie garden. Hoping that
you know what? They like pretty, and they like taking care of the land. So yeah, gardening is a good thing. I don't think that's an issue.
Let's see.
Somebody that has grass and they're sick of cutting it after 40 years and they rip all the grass out and they put in concrete or gravel. Yeah, no, that wouldn't make a little garden sprite happy at all if the grass was gone.
Let's see. Lisa asked, in your opinion and experience, do earthbound spirits remain because of ancestral issues that are keeping them stuck there?
No, it's usually issues of this life that is keeping them for a reason. Had a fight with your father the last time and didn't know you were dying, and I haven't talked to mom for 3 years, and gee, who knew I was going to get hit by a bus today? So sometimes people stay for that, but I've never seen one stay because of something that happened in a past lifetime. So I've never seen it anyway.
So there's some discussion going on, and there's 2 or 3 of them, so I won't show them all. But businesses having bad negative energy because being built on Native American ground.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
This thing about stuff being built on Indian burial grounds, or there was an Indian war fought here. I'm not seeing it. I have never, ever, ever found anything built on an Indian burial ground, ever. So I just don't know. I'm thinking that the business has a curse on it. The building may have a curse on it. The business may have a portal. There could be ghosts in the building, but yeah, no. I leave Native Americans out of it. They're used too much in woo woo that is totally uncalled for.
Melanie wants to know if earthbound spirits can cause trouble at weddings.
Oh, especially if they don't like who the other person's marrying. Yes, they can. I've seen cakes get where the leg went out on the table and the wedding cake went down, and I saw the lady that did it. And so, yeah, they can, and they can cause people to break up too once they're married. So, yeah.
Oh, we have some friends in chat saying the threes are manifestation numbers and ascended masters. And
Okay, well, they have more knowledge on that than I do. So,
and and then apparently we have furry friends and fans, because Karen says, I'm laughing. My yellow cat Mars heard your voice on TV and his little ears perked up.
oh, jeez.
And Margie says her dog Cash watches us on TV too.
Great.
The
Put them
cutest.
all in the front. Right.
Let's see. Liz says, is it possible for someone getting ready to pass to affect the weather? My sisters and I half jokingly swear that our mom caused a tornado and flooding the night she was dying.
No, I've never seen. And a lot of people say I don't believe in coincidences, but I do. So no, I don't think it has anything to do with it.
Hey, Anita. She's one of our local friends here. Let's see. Are you able to sense when a person is getting ready to pass?
No, I can no, I've never been able to do that. I at times I have precognitive dreams, but it's never about an individual person. It's always about some kind of disaster. So no, I've never dreamt like that.
I agree, Lisa. She says we're all woo-wooing, leveling up.
That's
So.
right.
So Meredith says, I've seen a demon trapped in a photo before.
Well, there's one in one of my books. You can see it, and I took that picture. So yeah, I agree with you. I think if everything is right and the energy is there at the particular time, you're going to get it on film. There's no doubt about it.
But it's not trapped in the photo.
No, it's not trapped in the photo. You got a picture of it in a photo. It is definitely not trapped. No. I don't know, and I'm sure everybody else knows, but I know that there is. I almost think it's Amish, if I remember correctly, that's one of the reasons that they don't like their pictures taken, is that they're afraid it captures their spirit. But that's just their belief system that it does not happen.
Right. Have you seen the ghost of an alien?
Not that I know
of. And
or a dinosaur, just so before Melissa asks, no dinosaurs.
Well, we've asked that a couple times, seeing if we can keep you up. You always say no, so now I'm going to think of the next one. What would be the best way to determine if a mirror has a portal?
If you go back and watch the YouTube that we cleared the portal of Margie's house, I'm sure you can find it. It's on either Melissa's side or my side. And you can tell from that how to tell if you've got a portal or not. And that's the best way. It's easier to watch how I described it than to just sit here and try to tell you how to do it.
Lewis, I don't think anybody's asked this one, says, can fairies influence growth of plants? If you have a nice little fruit garden growing, but you piss off a garden sprite, can they ruin the produce?
I don't think that they would actually damage their own produce because it's their thing, but they could, they might they could cause some damage, yeah, but I don't think they like kill the tree or anything.
Hmm. Could they help it grow better though?
Oh yeah, that's why they say to talk to your plants. Positive energy works on anything that's alive.
Okay. Cindy says, every time I watch a ghost show, I'm wondering why they don't help the ghosts. You are the missing piece.
Even Ghost Whisperer, which was my show, was not right. They never showed her making the white light and releasing the ghosts. And for 5 years, that really bugged me. But again, that had, that was just nothing I could do about it. So yeah, and that's the same thing with the Ghostbusters that are out there. They don't get rid of anything. They just tell somebody that they're there. I I I don't know why they do that. I mean, why would you even bother to see if you've got something in your house if whoever you're talking to can't get rid of it?
Mm.
Well, I don't understand that.
Kind of like the plumber going, yeah, you got a leak. Good
Yeah,
luck.
right. And walking out. It's like, great. Okay then. So yeah, see that's I know that sounds so simple, but it's the truth. I no, I just don't understand that at all.
Amy says or asks, have you spoken to Civil or Revolutionary War Earthbound spirits?
I have. Uh, there was one in Manassas, and he even had his horse with him, and his horse was a ghost too. And he said what his name was. He even said what his horse's name was, and the lady whose house it was got some good information. As a matter of fact, it was really silly because they had a rattlesnake on the property that they couldn't find, and it seems like, and this ghost actually told them where to look for the rattlesnake, which I thought was a little bit weird. Uh, and when I made the white light, man, he just rode his horse, just jumped right to that white light. About 6 weeks later, I got this huge stack in a big manila envelope. This lady found so much information on this. I don't remember if he was a captain or a general or something, but she found so much information on him, and there was a picture of his horse. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, wow. So Meredith says, how about doors popping open randomly in a shower head, leaking, then stopping, no shower use the entire. It sounds like that would be a good Zoom.
That's a good Zoom, and that definitely everything you said there a ghost could do. Absolutely. And they do. Anything to make you crazy. You put out more energy and they suck it up because that's what they need. So
Brooke is asking if either one of us have met anybody who could influence the weather.
no, not that I know of, but Melissa, you have.
Yes.
Okay, so you
it's actually part of our shaman training, and there's a reason why when we get close to the winery and I'm like, it is time to start doing the anti-rain dance. And there was that one year that we got rained on, but it wasn't as bad as what they were calling. But in training, we were out, was it Mills Ledges? It was cloudy, it was overcast, it was damp. For me, it was miserable because my feet were wet and I hate having wet shoes and socks. And can we be done, please? And we're out on this ledge and it's overcast. And, my teacher Zane's like, everybody, feel the sun and bringing it in. And a couple people are like, there's no sun, it's Ohio. And he's like, get in that space and shush. So, everybody's standing there, eyes closed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm me. I'm one eye open. And watch him start calling and pulling to the sun. And I watch them clouds part, the sun come out, shine down where he was, charged his Kintu. He, did his thing with all of us. And I do this because he smacks us with it in the heart. And then when he gave thanks, it clouded back over. And I'm like, I'm so in.
There you go. See, I've never seen that. Right.
I was in.
That's good.
And cloud bursting, that technically can affect weather. It takes a lot of cloud busting. The cloud busting, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Rachel on Instagram asked, can fairies coexist with other spirits or entities?
This is very interesting. I have never found any fairies, earth, little folk, nothing in a house that has earthbound spirits in it. For some reason, I don't know what it affects on them. Now, the ghosts go and they'll come in. You may have them out in the yard, but the actual in the house, if you've got earthbound spirits, I've never seen them together in a house. And now I've seen them in a house if there's negative energy or a curse, but not an earthbound spirit.
Interesting question. Are people attracted to a house because they have the same issues going on in their life as the earthbound spirit who resides there?
No, I don't think so. Because just from going through an open house or going with a realtor to look at a house, that wouldn't give you or the live person or the earthbound spirit enough energy with a walkthrough to say if that would be something that you guys would be compatible with. So no, I don't believe that's true at
all. Let's see. Well, this is interesting. So the question about the demon in the photo or the ghost in the portal in the photo. There we go. She says it moves in the photo. It's not trapped to the photo, but I guess its image in the photo is moving. Have you heard of anything like that?
No, I haven't. I guess I'd have to see it. If you're local, we have the book club next Tuesday. Come into the book club and bring the picture and let me look at it.
And that Zoom link for the book club is getting ready to go up after Friday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that book club is the 17th, and like we said, the third Tuesday of every month we will. And spiritual cleansing is the one that we're doing next week, Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Now, Melissa has the book in the store. Her covers are different, but same book. And yeah, so if you've got, like I said, if you're, in the area, just come out to the Goddess Elite because that's where the book club is going to be at. And let me look at it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Anti-rain dance from Seattle, they might need it. Does Mercury retrograde affect spirits or ghosts?
I've never seen it except when you signed a contract in this time period and it went totally down the drain, or everybody reneged on it, or you thought the contract said one thing and you read it totally wrong because of the Mercury retrograde. You get stressed out because of what happened, so they're getting more energy, but they didn't cause that mistake to happen. The Mercury retrograde did.
Let's see. Lewis wants to know what my opinion of covens are. A lot of people are against them because people think they encourage exclusivity. I can't say that word. Mean girl behavior. I really don't mind them, but what is your opinion? I think covens are an individual thing. If you like being in a group, go for it if it helps keep you focused and your practice growing and you feel that you grow spiritually by having a supportive group. Absolutely. I personally would not join a coven. Maybe I've got a few ladies that we might get together and maybe do work together, if you want to call that a coven, but it's not official. That being said, when it comes to businesses or places in the area who have had covens, they have all ended horribly, bitterly, fighting. Um, I refuse to have one through the store because of that. Um, just it, but then I hear, I haven't seen one yet where, groups of people have been together and they've had a coven and it's went wonderfully for years. To each their own, what you're comfortable with and if it's working for you. I just always warn, if you've got the leader, be it head priest or priestess, that wants their members to be almost like indentured servants rather than members of the group. And I'm like, that's a big red flag. But again, to each their own. And if you feel like you're growing and it's serving you in a beneficial, healthy way, then go for it. Let's see. Baylor says, can you elaborate the difference between seeing people who have crossed over in dreams as visiting or just a dream character? I once had a dream of talking with Leon Trotsky. So how do you know when they're actually talking to you and it's somebody who's crossed over versus your mind creating this other person?
Well, when you dream and you see your grandmother or your grandfather, you know that they're in the dream. And as long as you start talking first, they will talk to you. Uh, but if, like I've always said, if you have a dream, a bad dream about somebody that died, then that is not that person in your dream. That's you having a dream about them, because earthbound spirits cannot get into dreams. Now, if you've got an earthbound spirit in your bedroom, when you're trying to sleep, you might have really bizarre dreams, but they're not in your dream. So that would be the only answer that I could give you for that.
Indigo Ray says, my daughter would like to know if all pixies or fairies are mischievous.
I don't think so, unless they get, angry about something. But no, I think there's some that are good, like they like the little pixie houses and everybody that does outside. But like I said, just remember those are seasonal. Don't bring them in the house, because bring their house in your house, and that could be a reason why they would get angry.
And Amanda jokes, if fairies like beauty, I don't think there will be any in New Jersey.
Oh, come on. You can find a nice place anywhere if you look hard enough.
Cindy S says that you had came out and did her house in Amber. You met her at Ambergram. If it was on Alderbert across from a cemetery and an old church. Some of her previous comments said she still ended up having to leave. But do you remember going to her house at all?
No, I don't. I did so many out of, so many people out of Ambergram when they were open, so I don't remember. That had to be what, 15, 18 years ago? And what did I have for breakfast yesterday morning? Let me think about it. I don't remember.
Let's see. Nope, we don't require a mask or anything of the sort. We follow whatever the county guidelines are. Let's see. Heather asked, do you believe that our time of death is predestined, or can you free will change it in any way?
I don't believe that. I think you know exactly before you come down or reborn exactly how long you've got. And you chose it, and you can't change it. You may not be happy about it when you're dead and you're standing at the foot of your casket thinking, why did I want to do this so soon? And obviously you can't remember because you couldn't live your whole life knowing you're going to die when you're, 56. So, but yeah, no, I believe that that is your choice. That's you chose that.
Oh, our friend Lornell's back. We missed you. We haven't seen you in a little while there. Glad to be back here. Mercury retrograde is up. When did it start? And when will it
Started
end?
yesterday, the 10th, and it's up on the 31st. So the rest of the month.
I
And
thought
I'm,
I saw something where it was the 3rd of June was supposed to be the last day.
oh gosh. Okay, you may be right.
If
But
you
I
pay
thought
attention to that sort of stuff.
no, good.
And then you got your week before and your week
No,
after.
it'll be the day before you start feeling it, and it'll last for a little bit the day after. But I'll check again. Ted, would you find an ephemeris and see how long the Mercury retrograde is for this one before we get off? He'll make sure. I thought it was. Oh, you say the 26th. I thought it was the 31st.
And then I read somewhere the 3rd.
And Melissa read the 3rd of June.
This is what's on the website that you gave me.
I don't know. I'll have to get that
Malarkey.
calendar down and look at it.
And we're going to blame this on Mercury, aren't we?
Did you notice all the no nonsense communication that just went on?
That's unpreparedness. It's not.
Yeah,
Mercury.
and you brought it up.
I didn't. It was a question online. See, Margie says, and June.
Oh, she got you
sick nerd.
Great.
I need more coffee and allergy.
We'll find out for sure and let you know next week.
Ted Eugene says hi.
Eugene says hi, Ted. He's waving.
Let's see. Oh, well, that's good, Karen. I'm glad they came in for Mom's Day.
Nice.
Let's see. Can earthbound spirits be protective if they decide they like you?
You know, I'm not saying that on an occasion they haven't given a heads up for something that's happening, but they think that's what they can do, and that's why they choose to stay in some cases. And when they find out that all they're doing is causing problems for the people that they're hanging out with, they know they made a mistake. So no, I don't, that is not their primary thing at all. No.
Oh, yay. Coins and Rules says, good morning, ladies. I got my friend to sign up for Zoom Friday. His daughter is having problems with the spirit that may have followed them from a voodoo practice in Louisiana.
Yeah, well, that's probably a pretty good idea of what's happening.
Some conversations about covens. Oh, Cindy said her place was Five Spirits. A guy told my kid his name was Ronald McDonald, but it wasn't. A lady followed me home from the flats. I thought Cindy was fun. Old couple in the basement.
Wow, you had a lot. That's really unusual. There's usually not that many in a house. Nope. Sorry, Cindy. I just can't place you right off. Sometimes if I hear a voice when if somebody calls on the phone and I haven't seen them in 15 or 20 years, believe it or not, I can still recognize their voice. So, maybe that. But and the house is still obviously clear, or when you moved, did you take your quince seeds with you?
Right. Poodle Pants says, according to your website, 266 on June 3rd.
Thank you, Poodle Pants. I will go along with that 100% then. And that's why you said June 2nd, Margie, because it's so late, early on the 3rd, they think it's the 2nd. June 3rd. There you go. Okay, so we know for sure.
All right. Well, it's already like close to 11. So I went ahead and already put that link up there for Zoom sessions. If you'd like to join the Zoom, that link will work no matter what date we're holding it. We do it twice a month, once on a Friday, once on a Monday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So while we love our friends from all over the world, just please make sure you adjust the time difference so you're there with us. It is $20. We limit it to 25 people. Everybody gets to ask their 2 questions. Please be mindful of other people who have paid and are waiting to ask their questions as well. Marianne doesn't need to know what happened when you were a child. It's more of what's going on right now. But everybody does get to ask their questions. We go until everybody's done. If you come in and you scoot out after an hour, you left before we were done, though we do new people first and repeats go second, or last, I should say. Marianne, you have your Wednesday 5:30 videos that also go up.
Yep, and that's set up for today, curses, and just on the Zoom on this Friday, which is unique because it is Friday the 13th. So that should be, interesting in itself. But I know for a fact that this Friday we've got Australia, Japan, Canada, and I think Switzerland are going to be on this Friday.
Oh, how fun. I don't think we've had Switzerland before.
No.
We do have Madison Seminary, an event that we're doing out there next month on the 18th. There is the 5 to 8 p.m. time frame or the 10 p.m. to 1. So sign up for whichever one you like best, whichever one's more spooky for you. But we've got the two time slots for you to choose from. And then we have the Merry-Go-Round Museum in Sandusky back in October, or coming up, pushed back to October on the 9th. That will be our second time out there. And that one was a
good place to go. Truly nice place. So, but yeah, I think we got everything. Mm-hmm. I will be at the Goddess Elite on Sunday, the last Sunday of the month, for It's Your Psychic Fair, but I'll also be there for a meet and greet. So, between the book club and the last Sunday of the month, come on out and see us.
Yeah. We do have copies of the book available in store if you want to grab it beforehand and join us. It's free to join the book club. Just come discuss the book. This will be the first time around. It's not a very thick book, so spiritual cleansing. Let's see.
That's the other thing. If you're reading books that have been very helpful to you or insightful and you really like them, let us know so that we can use those for one of the books of the month. We've got the second book picked out for June, but we need books for the rest of the year. So let us know what you want to discuss.
When's the next podcast?
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I got to get her.
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, we're trying real hard on that.
Okay, well, everybody, we do this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. except for June 1st. We won't be here June 1st.
We will not. Yeah, they're one of those days. We're done for that day. June 1st, we're not doing, which is probably just as well because it's the end of the Mercury retrograde. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, you can join us next week and keep going. Please share and join. Have friends join. The more, the better. We get some really interesting questions, and it keeps everybody entertained. But we'll see everybody next week at 10 a.m. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.